Assalamualaikum everyone, this is Lare from UMT Sialkot. I am doing MS in Chemistry from UMT. I have written a research paper on sustainable fashion. Let's see what sustainable fashion basically is. If we come to the abstract of this paper, I'll tell you in this paper that we have discussed in detail about sustainable fashion by going through details of all processes that take place in sustainable development of clothes. This working principle can be applied to all procedures like in dyeing, printing, chemicals, computer softwares, transport, marketing, and other techniques. Sustainable fashion basically is a term which is used when creation of clothing of done by brands in such a way that its impacts are minimized and very mindful production of things take place. In simple words, we are making things ethically by causing minimum harm to earth. This paper not only introduces the essential elements of sustainable fashion to learners new to read, but also provide each and every detail to gain better understanding of the concept in light of its all phases and processes. Let's see what sustainable fashion basically is. Sustainable fashion uses textiles that are manufactured, constructed, and marketed in a responsible and conscious way that acknowledges and accounts for their environmental and socio-economic impacts. This is ideally done across a garment's full life cycle from creation to disposal. Responsible designers understand that everything that make has influence, from the materials they use to the way they treat the people producing their goods. More sustainable fashion can be defined as clothing, shoes, and accessories that are manufactured, marketed, and used in the most sustainable manner possible. Taking into account both environmental and social economic aspects in practice, this implies continuous work to improve all stages of product's life cycle, from design, raw material production, manufacturing, transport, storage, marketing, and final sale to use, reuse, repair, remake, and recycling of the product and its component. From an environmental perspective, the aim should be to minimize any undesirable environmental effect of the product's life cycle by ensuring efficient and careful use of natural resources, selecting renewable energy resources, and maximizing repair, remake, reuse, and recycling of the product. Supply chain. Let's see what is the supply chain of sustainable fashion. It is significantly important for fashion business due to consumers' increasing awareness of environment. When a fashion company aims to promote sustainability, the main linkage is to develop a sustainable supply chain to contribute to current knowledge of sustainable supply chain in the textile and clothing industry. We first depict the structure of sustainable fashion supply chain, including eco-material preparation, sustainable manufacturing, green distribution, green retailing, and ethical consumers based on the extant literature. We study the case of fast fashion companies which has constructed their sustainable supply chain in developing eco-materials, providing safety trainings, monitoring sustainable manufacturing, reducing carbon emission in distribution, and promoting eco-fashion. Moreover, based on the secondary data and analysis, we learn the lessons of their sustainable fashion supply chain from country perspective. The sourcing manager may be more likely to select suppliers in the country with lower degrees of human well-being. The supply chain manager may set a higher level of inventory in a country with a higher human well-being. The CEO may consider the degrees of human well-being and economic well-being instead of environmental well-being when launching the online shopping channel in specific country. Next, we are going to talking about garment washing. How garment washing is done in sustainable fashion or in a industry doing producing sustainable fashion. Washing and finishing effect of garments. There are many methods like physical, chemical, physiochemical. Some of them are discussed here. By physical methods, if we see, then the sustainable physical method by which we can do garment washing are stone wash, sand wash, grinding, brushing, sanding, sandblasting laser, burning and drying and tanning. And by chemical methods, soft wash, enzyme wash, bleach wash, acid wash, peach finish, rinse wash, caustic wash, and pigment wash can be done. The third one is physiochemical method. In physiochemical method, there are various methods we can use for the garment washing. Some of them are biopolishing, permanent press, wrinkle-free finish, scrunch finish, moon wash, rodeo finish, ice wash, snow wash, diamond wash, and monkey wash. Then there are many other washes in sustainable companies like stone ash wash and sandblasting, moisture management, and wrinkle free treatment, and water and oil repellent finish, UV protection, antimicrobial finish, soil release finish, innovating concepts. Next we will discuss how can humans serve resource in textile. We can leave innovative effects with reducing the amount of energy required in the care of garment, keeping clothes fresher without washing, keeping clothes looking new for longer, and reduction or elimination the need of tumble dry or iron, and eliminating the need of dry clean. Hence, textile manufacturer may switch to such type of processes that may typically reduce the finishes applied by the garments. Here are some processes, some flowcharts. You can see how we can do simple sustainable fashion in few steps. It's gonna be like green design, green sourcing, green manufacture, green distribution, end of life management, and we are done. And if we go some detail like supplier measurement, calculation of environmental performance, comparisons of environmental performance, proposed price reductions, agreed price reductions, expectation of eco-supplier development plans, and etc. Here's also some things we should know about what do supply chains have to do with sustainable fashion. Why do we actually need supply chains in sustainable fashion? There are many opportunities to address sustainability issues from the supply chain. Here are few of them. First of them is overproduction plan, or make to stock versus make to order production. Next one is make. How to make sustainable fashion, like textile waste from cutting out patterns, transportation, certification, stone washing, and stuff. And if we come to the source, then traceability of material and material choices and certifications, offshorings and onshorings, and the last one we will see is delivering and transportation choices, speed of delivery, carbon neutral shipping, packaging choices, and etc. If we come to the dyeing, how the dyeing of sustainable cloth or sustainable manufactured product is done, then we will see that the textile industry is the second most polluting industry in the world, and synthetic dyes contribute to a major part of this pollution. So, with nearly 20% of the global water pollution being linked to the textile dyeing process, the main contributor to this problem are the use of non-biodegradable petroleum-based colorants to dye textiles, and the use of toxic agents to fix colorants on the textiles, and the release of large proportion of these colorants and fixation agents into the surrounding ecosystem. The contaminated wastewater discharged out after drying process contains huge amount of chemical substances which has negative impact on environmental. So, conservation of water resources and the environment have become key issues of concern in textile manufacturing. Sustainable dyeing innovations can help reduce water usage, replace wasteful practices with efficient and cost effective ones, and minimize the impact on our ecosystem. New sustainable advancements that enhance the dye ability are ultrasound, ozone, plasma, ultraviolet, gamma illuminations, laser, microwave, particle implantations, air dye, and other waterless technologies. If we come to the processes and their names, how they basically work, then there is the first of them is exhaust dyeing. You can see a line diagram of exhaust dyeing, how the process is done. The next one is continuous dyeing, and here we are seeing the padding bangles of continuous dyeing that play roles in continuous dyeing of a sustainable garment. The third one is semi-continuous dyeing, and here we can also see the pad batch dyeing of a sustainable garment. But basically the pad batch process is further divided into many steps, but we are going to the general, so we will kept it minimize as much as we can. The fourth one is electrochemical dyeing, coordinate electrochemical coloring and indirect electrochemical curling. You can see the basic diagram of electrochemical dyeing as well. The fifth one is foam dyeing, dyeing using microwave technology. Here you can see how the whole process is done in foam dyeing using a microwave technology. The seventh one is ultrasonic wave dyeing technology, and you can also see a whole flowchart process of ultrasonic wave dyeing technology. The eighth one is plasma technology, and the ninth one is air dye technology. The air dye technology and the whole flowchart of air dye technology has been explained here. You can see this. If we come to the printing of sustainable garment, then we will see what are the basic reasons why we should also need to focus on the sustainable printings, and what are the key steps we can take for the sustainable printing. Print customers are increasingly requesting specifying greener materials, helping their supply chains become more sustainable. Large format printing is no exception, and the industry has responded by providing machines that use less electricity, processes that use less water, curing that utilizes less heating, and focusing on developing newer, greener substrates and materials. What type of textile printing is greenest? Let's see. Latex, UV, dye sublimation. These are the basic types of printing in sustainable fashion development, which are really stable and nice one. If we see their detail, then latex by far the most eco-friendly printing method is latex. Often fully recyclable, it is a technology that has greatly advanced in the last few years. Latex ink works well with any fabric, both synthetic and natural. There is no need for additional waste processes like transfer papers. UV eco-friendly eco printing on fabric using large format UV technology means that the ink is sublimated to the substrate using an inline fusor. It can adhere to almost any surface, including a wide range of fabric and textile, both synthetic and natural. Dye sublimation, this method remains a popular form of printing because it can reproduce photo-like quality to a wide range of fabrics, where the ink is printed onto screen paper before being pressed into the fabric or textile to transfer the image. From textile flooring to retail exhibition displays, this type of printing absorbs water-based inks, ensuring the inks penetrate the fabric weave. However, it still produces waste in the form of excess ink and transfer papers. How to reduce waste in textile printing? For instance, using laser cutting technology minimizes excess material use. Using a large format cutter can cut and seal all type of fabric at the same time, reducing the need for overlapped edges and additional machinery for sealing the finished product. It also promotes longer life expectancy for a product where fraying and unstitching is expected, trade-offs for flexibility. Additionally, laser cutting ensures accuracy first time every time. Furthermore, as we head towards more responsible manufacturing, recycling can offer extended life for textile fibers. If we further see the eco-friendly benefits of latex and UV printing, then we will come to know that they both produce less weight, they conserve water, and they are energy efficient. If we move towards with eco-friendly textile printing, then digital printing technologies are constantly moving forward. In large format fabric textile printing, positive steps are being made to replace traditional but ultimately unsustainable printing methods. Here we are going towards eco-friendly printing. Again, one of the key ways to keep printing eco-friendly is to use water-based printing. Okay, plastisol is generally the most commonly used ink for printing on fabric, but it's not very soluble and is actually made up of PVC materials. This means that it is not as eco-friendly as it contains small amount of plastic PVC, because it's a carcinogen which is known to be hazardous to the environment. It's not considered an eco-friendly option by most companies and brands. However, water-based screen printing is much more eco-friendly and work by soaking into the fabric It's an eco-friendly technique that we can offer in garment printing, and it's a popular choice for brands who want to focus on offer eco-friendly products. Enjoy eco-friendly custom t-shirt printing with sustainable design option. Shop eco-friendly materials such as bamboo and tencel derived from the eucalyptus tree. These sustainable products paired with other sustainable printing techniques promise eco-friendly bespoke t-shirts with still guarantee fantastic quality across all our designs. If we come to the green manufacturing and green practices in apparel supply chain, then we will first of all discuss efficient energy consumption. In order to reduce carbon emission and to increase energy efficiency, many apparel industries are using solar water heating and heat energy recycling. Research has acknowledged that cooling systems upgrades energy efficient sewing machines and load shiftings and lighting systems, etc., are the common points of energy savings in the apparel industry. If we come to the reuse and recycling, according to Fortuna and Diamandugla, the term textile reuse means enhancing the service life of the textile product by shifting it to the new owner, which can be accomplished by borrowing, trading, swapping, and inheriting through flea markets, second-hand shops, online marketplaces, clothing libraries, and garage sales. If we come to the green design and life cycle design, design decisions have great influence on the entire business model, especially from a sustainability point of view. To meet consumers' green demands by supplying fashion products, simulate a new business direction to the fashion entrepreneurs. Implementations criteria of the green design refers to low materials and energy consumption, biodegradable product design, reusable, recyclable, recoverable materials and components, parts design, zero waste mechanism, and natural dyeing techniques, slow fashion methods, and cooperation with customers for eco design. If we discuss life cycle assessment, then life cycle assessment is used to assess environmental performance of a product in each and every stage of its entire lifespan, from raw material cultivation to used after disposal. Reverse logistics. If we come to the reverse logistics of a sustainable cloth, then waste management and cleaner productions are gaining huge popularity in the textile and apparel sector due to reduction of landfill spaces and diminishment of natural resources. In addition, low prices and frequent changes in the style of apparel products encourage greater levels of apparel consumption, which in turn produce huge disposal of fashion apparel. As a result, practices of sustainable logistics are becoming more. If we see the ethical working condition, then sustainability is not only about protecting the earth but also the people own it. So, the fashion industry has collected quite a bad reputation when it comes to working conditions at all the factories. Over 50% of the workers in factories are not paid the minimum wage in India and Philippines, and minimum wages are half of what can be considered as a living wage. But sustainable fashion wants to end this reputation. Maybe you have heard the word ethical fashion mentioned in the same sentence as sustainable fashion, and there is a good reason for that because there are two sides of the same coin. So ethical fashion is about creating fair working conditions and giving the worker fair wages, but for fashion production to be categorized as a sustainable, working conditions also have to be taken into account. Both safety and hygiene need to be good, and the workers treated fairly in all ways and paid a fair living wage. If we come to the circular economy, then like bioeconomy, circular economy is expected to deliver a large and diverse suite of advantages, including improvements in human health, nutrition, and well-being, increased food security, better jobs, reduced emissions and climate change, and improvement in biodiversity. Results in Europe have been quantified to some degree. For example, 7 European nations found that a shift to a circular economy would reduce each nation's greenhouse gas emission by up to 70% and grow its workforce by about 4%. However, clearly, circular economy links to biodiversity goals and social goals need to be strengthened, as well as methods to monitor progress in their delivery. Others have suggested the use of nature-based solutions could facilitate a more sustainable circular economy. Rebound effects are a significant concern with the circular economy. There are two main rebound mechanisms: imperfect substitution between recirculated, recycled, reused, and etc. and new products. Responding due to economic savings. If we come to the bioeconomy, then while there is a general consequences that the bioeconomy is supposed to result in increased sustainability, there is little evidence to support that assumption. Indeed, the increased natural resource use associated with some aspects of bioeconomy compares directly with conservation goals, and some bioeconomy views prioritize economic growth above sustainability. One of the problems is that different bioeconomy models can compete with each other, and the biomass based economy or bioresources vision exposed by the European Commission seems to dominate. So, biomass availability and the competition between alternative use of biomass are major concerns for the viability of the economy. If we come to the circular business model in fashion industry, then we will see a clear demonstration and illustrations of the whole circular business model in the fashion industry. If we move towards the challenges that we are going to face in development of a sustainable cloth, then we will see what are the future research directions and challenges of a sustainable technology. Adoption of a green technology increases a company green image, but is still a burden for the manufacturer who has technology assistance and financial support from the external organization. Several challenges exist to incorporate a recycling program in a manufacturing firm, such as low demand for the recycled product among consumers, lack of technology and awareness and equipment, and high cost of production, and there are many other scenarios. Future research could focus on finding strategies to optimize these barriers. It is also necessary to conduct further research on how to increase collection efficiency and economic benefits of used apparel collection in the apparel supply chain. In most cases, eco-design garments are considered not trendy or unfashionable and unattractive to fashion consumers. Life cycle assessment is an integral component in determining environmental footprint measurements. Calculating relevant environmental risks and opportunities in the apparel supply chain is still new phenomena in occurring major technological as well as financial challenges for GSCM. Primarily, green apparel product availability and accessibility is the mass market is a challenge compared to fashionable and trendy products. Secondly, most of the time, green product information is not clearly mentioned in the product features or not easily understandable by the customer. And thirdly, green marketing strategy flows from top-down approach, where consumer concepts and feedbacks are hardly considered. So it is evident that the retailer has the power to influence the manufacturer from launching green products in the marketing. To solve this problem, retailers can play an important role in the green marketing because they have close relation with the consumer as well as the manufacturing company in their supply chain. So in the apparel supply chains, retail-oriented green marketing products could require future research in the future. Slow fashion. The meaning of craftsmanship in manufacturing doesn't refer only to added value of the product in terms of quality and uniqueness, but also to the sustainability of the manufacturing approach. Sustainable manufacturing employs methods and techniques of products that allow workers to express their skills and creativity, contributing to the improvement of the product and competitiveness of the enterprise. Several entrepreneurs in different industry sectors have decided to recover the value of tradition and craftsmanship, enhancing the positive meaning of a slow working process, which can add distinctive value to the product. The slow factory principle have been introduced to describe this approach. The concept of slowness has been applied to fashion produced by Kate Fletcher, when she contributed in founding the slow fashion movement. For several years, she has been working to push forward sustainable fashion, enhancing how the time of fabrication can be related to high quality clothes and accessories, and can then be considered as a valid alternative to fast fashion, especially if we refer to sustainability. A summary of the most significant element characterizing the fast and slow approaches are shown in table below. Here you can see the comparison between most significant concepts of fast and slow approaches applicable to fashion production. Fast mindset. If we come to the fast fashion, then it's fast mindset. If we come to the slow fashion, then it's slow mindset. Mass production and diversity, globalization and global local, image, sense to self, new making and dependency. Mutual trust and aware of impact, deeply connected with impacts and cost based on labors. materials through price incorporating ecological and social cost and large scale, then small to medium scale. If we come to the sustainable computing, then green computing is the design, manufacture, use, and disposal of computer chips and other technology and peripherals in a way that limit the harmful impact on the environmental, including reducing carbon emission and the energy consumed by the manufacturer, data centers, and end users. Here are some different here are some different softwares you can use for the green computing. Some of them are emitter, sustainable spaces, Autodesk, intermolecular architectural energy sparse, geometration, the building management, Hara, Toyota's Prius dashboard, Sanjeevity's Global Solar Center and Solar City, Gridpoint, FAT, Sapenial Technologies, eSolar, Green Road, and Verdinium. If we come to the digital fashion, how digital fashion is impacting the audience, then we will see that as time goes by, we're becoming more and more aware with the concept of digital fashion. Shanghai Fashion Week 2022 was hosted digitally as the recent lockdown was hitting China. This was far from a minor trend. Digital fashion shows offer clothes without production, pollution, or waste, and these events can take place without any international flight. In this sense, the prediction of James Joseph, founder of Cyber, is astonishing. In Fourier, we image that everyone will walk around with AR glasses on, and you have the digital world imposed on reality for millions of people constantly. So then, if you are walking down the street in a black hoodie and some black jeans, but then you have bought a digital fashion garment, and every single person that walks past you wearing AR glasses is gonna see you wearing that garment in real life and in real time, which is exceptionally amazing. Yet, data confirms that a digital way of producing garments is currently a great option when talking about sustainability. Now it's the time to move and fast. Staying safe has become riskier in markets, and EPR and PR benefits highly from digital fashion as it has become a new way for the unification of fashion and the metaverse. Digital fashion still needs to be improved upon from a technological point of view. There needs to be more investment and more research and development. While the garments just have started, digital fashion seems our best option so far in terms of ultimate revolution of technology and sustainability. I think that the digital fashion sustainable side not only exists but also has a huge potential that still needs to be fully exploited. In the past years, the garment industry has been highly condemned for its environmental waste and pollution issues. If we come to the recycling, then we having so many options in recycling. Like we can sell our old clothes, we can swap them out, we can donate them to different organizations. Some of the alternatives are here: Soul for Soul, Career Gear, and Dress for Success, Free the Girls, Brides Across America, Donation Town, UA Again, Free Cycle, Goodwill, and Salvation Army. What to do with unwearable clothing? So your clothing is stained, torn, or otherwise unwearable. We got it. Still, it still shouldn't end up in a landfill. Let's explore your options. You can repair, repurpose, recycle. So that now you have gone over all these options, there's no excuse for your clothing to end up in the trash. The last we can see also say here is traceability. The part of the garment has become increasingly valuable and important for the customers, as we have discussed before. Traceability is the most real, original, and needed combination of digitalization and sustainability in textile industry. To better understand about traceability, garment divides a lifetime of garments including denims and jeans into four phases: the design, the production, the use, and the disposal. If we come to the transportation, then transportation that doesn't pollute. When the collection of the season has been produced at the factories, the planning of how the cloth should be transported to the store begins, and this can be a polluting step in fashion production, since the clothes often have been produced in the parts of the world that is far away from clothes and destination. But sustainable fashion brands also have to make this process as little polluting as possible. It is important that the process of getting the clothes home is happening in a CO2 neutral way as possible. This has also led many brands and fashion companies to replace their production factories or parts of them closer to the brand's home country, because the emission of CO2 therefore will be lowered. Sustainable fashion marketing. If we come to the sustainable fashion marketing or green marketing, then the value of sustainable fashion marketing has been benefited by businessmen, like improving brand image, improving employee retention, recruitment rate, attraction in investment, and many more. Combining sustainable marketing and fashion marketing, then we can see fashion marketing is a branch of marketing that use advertising campaigns and promotional events to sell clothing and accessory items into the target consumers. If a fashion business has worked hard to cooperate more sustainably, then they deserve to shout about what they have got right. While about communicating their ongoing sustainability goals, this is where the two disciplines, sustainable marketing and fashion marketing, overlap. Detailed below are 8 steps to help you combining sustainable marketing with fashion marketing to effectively communicate and promote your sustainable operations and fashion brands. You can see here: maintain a good design, define your target persona, use digital storytelling, keep your message simple and direct, engage your customer and network with like-minded people, be creative, be sustainable and transparent, and get certification. If we come to the role of chemistry in sustainability, then the sustainable chemistry in textile processing can be defined as: the sustainable chemistry in textile process must have an assurance of safe human health and environment, with the reduction of water consumption, chemical consumption, energy consumption, air, water, soil pollution. And sustainable chemistry can play a vital role in sustainable development in textile processing, avoiding hazardous chemicals. A good chemical management system can ensure sustainable chemistry in the textile processing industries. As of now, ZDHC Foundation. So we can see the zero discharge of hazardous chemicals has a holistic solution. Moreover, current modern ETP effluent treatment plant can also ensure zero hazardous, otherwise manufacturing restricted substances list, or MRSL, is the first step of the safe chemicals. Moreover, here is a production toxic cycle. We can see that how materials and chemicals together produce waste and the emission of CO2. If we see the chemical processes, then we will come to the input area. First of all, we will see chemical management theme. Then we will discuss about the internal purchasing policy. Then we will go through the documentation, permits and verifications. MSDS of chemicals is also very necessary. Chemical inventory is the main part. We can also see the process area and some important points to be need to be taken into account before we go for the sustainability: chemical separation and segregation, chemical storage and on-site management, chemical management training, personal protective equipment selection. If we come to the output area, then data analysis, global requirement, SGS, a name for sustainable chemical. These all need to be taken into account. If we come to the role of biotechnology, then biotechnology, agri-waste, textile, or agro-residue describes all organic material produced as byproducts after harvesting and processing agriculture crops. Because of crops that generate considerable residue as rice, wheat, sugarcane, corn, banana, and bamboo, manufacturing yields from agri-waste is zero water footprint, raw materials, and reduce the fashion's carbon footprint. On the other hand, it's also benefiting farmers by improving their livelihood products in rural areas. We can see an NGO, a textile made by corn fiber. Corn fiber is used to make non-woven textiles, sportswear, knitwear, and other outer garments. However, how does this corn fiber is made into wearable textile? By fermentation, corn fibers can be made from the corn starch. Products from the fermentation transferred into a high-performance polymer known as polylactide, which can be spun or processed into the corn fiber. Besides being processed into the pure corn yarn, corn fiber can also be blended with natural fibers such as cotton, wool, silk, and viscose. The corn fiber textile is a natural flame retardant, has good strength, provide comfort, softness, and drape. It also has moisture management property and low odor retention. If we come to the future, then in conclusion, application of biotechnology to ameliorate the fashion and textile industry pollution problem is a wise choice. Besides, it can provide variations and eco-friendly choices to the consumer. If we come to the what kind of certifications are required for sustainable fashion, then we will see what is first of all we will see what basically the certification in sustainable fashion mean. A sustainable fashion certification is given by an interdependent third party to confirm that a brand meets specific standards from an eco-friendly or ethically point of view. In an industry that's plagued by greenwashing, ethical fashion certifications are incredibly helpful. After all, anyone can say that the clothes are green, eco, or other unqualifiable and vague adjectives, but when we walk through specific benchmarks and get a third party involved, however, you can trust the brand with all your eco conscious heart. Here are the 11 of the best sustainable fashion certificates. From fair trade to vegan material, this certification can help you focus on the kind of ethical that matters the most to you. First of them is Better Cotton Initiative. The next one is GOTS. The fourth one is PETA. It's improved by vegan. Then the fourth one is B Corp certification. Fifth one is Blue Sign. The sixth one is Fair Trade International. The seventh one is Fairwear Foundation. The eighth one is Global Recycle Standard. The ninth one is OEKOTEX. And the 10th one is Responsible Jewelry Council. And the 11th one is SA 8000. Now we will come to the conclusion of this whole paper, whole assignment. You will see that the carbon neutral fashion sector based on equity, social justice, and animal welfare, ecological integrity is what we call sustainable fashion. Sustainable fashion concerns more than addressing fashion, textile, or products. Through this paper, we come to know that sustainable fashion is not just a choice, instead, it's need of the hour. Sustainable fashion play a major role in controlling emission of greenhouse gases and saving our earth and mankind. Fast fashion has destroyed the nature. Even more than 90% waste is produced to textile industry. So this issue need our serious attention and need to be taken into consideration and move towards sustainability. From choice of material to dyeing, from printing to production, from transportation to selling and advertising in every aspect, now we only need to move towards sustainability. Many disciplines together through equal coordination and interest can only help us to achieve our goals of production and in the producing of sustainable fashion. It's not possible by just applying or using chemistry, nor by technology, nor IT, nor media, etc. Instead, it can only be achieved through equal coordination of all these disciplines. Sustainability not limit itself only to fashion, clothing, or shoes. Instead, it's need of the hour in every institution, in every discipline of life, in every industry, or we can say in every dimension of life. So we need serious concerns and actions to start following the essential steps to save our planet through sustainability. This can only be attained if we start being honest to ourselves and our planet, and in this way we can save billions of people. See you next time. That's all from my side. Thank you everyone. Allah Hafiz.